Millions of Americans are continuing to pay for our government's mistakes. This is a mistake that is not over. And today we're actually going to listen to the Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. She is going to tell us what she thinks was a mistake and something that she regrets. I want to break down what's going on here. I want to talk about what is changing for us right now. We have a new report that just came out this morning. We are going to address that because that right there is causing many businesses, many people, many economists to just outright panic. So I'll break down what's going on there in just a moment. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So in just a moment, we are going to talk about the Producer Price Index. It's the PPI. This is a very important metric that the Federal Reserve uses to determine if we are going in the right direction as far as inflation. We're also going to address why some are saying that we are about to see inflation completely drop, but others say no, inflation is actually going to go up because of illegal immigration. So I'll break that down in just a moment as well. But first, let's listen to what the Secretary Treasury Janet Yellen had to say just the other day. Listen to this.
Yeah, and she's saying the state of the economy is going to get better throughout the year. I am still sitting in the seat. In fact, we just finished the interview with Secretary Yellen here in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. This is I asked her about where we were when President Biden came into office and where we are now. For example, if you look at chicken breasts from the day President Biden came into office to today, those are up 26%. If you run down the list of things we cook with, it's the same story. Butter is up 27%. All prices up 18.5% since President Biden took office. The Treasury Secretary is saying, though, once rents cycle through, as new leases are signed, inflation will come down more.
So we're going to get to that in just a moment. We're going to hear what she has to say. But keep in mind that as all prices are going up for chicken breast, for butter, it could be for milk, could be for gas, energy, doesn't matter. As all prices go up, what normally happens, and this is why some were very worried, and I was concerned initially, of something called a wage price spiral. Because what happens is, as your wages go up, you can afford more things, so you buy more things. Okay? So your wages go up, so you can buy more things. Well, if you buy more things, those businesses tend to increase their prices as well. Well, once their price starts to increase too much, what do you do as a worker? You ask for a raise. Then you go up, and then their prices go up, and your wages go up, and the prices and wages, and it keeps going up. That is what is called a wage price spiral. Well, we still have that to this day, and that's where some are concerned that because wages keep going up, rent keeps going up, and as rent gets higher and higher, you ask for a higher raise. Well, guess what? It's still happening. But listen to this. Listen to her perspective on it.
It takes a while for that to filter into the CPI, and so I have every expectation that the single largest contributor to it, to inflation, is going to be moving down over this year.
And that will bring the rest of it with it. So in 2021, you did say that inflation was transitory. Do you regret saying that now?
I regret saying it was transitory. It has come down, but I think transitory means a few weeks or months to most people.
So let's talk about that for a second. She says, in her eyes, the biggest contributor to CPI, to inflation, is about to come down. First off, the biggest factor to the CPI report, this is the Consumer Price Index. This is what inflation is. Well, the biggest contributing factor to that CPI report is shelter, is housing. That makes up over a third of the entire report. So when she says that when that comes down, it should bring everything else with it, that's obvious. But here's the thing. Some are concerned that it's not going to go down. And the reason why they say it's not going to go down is because of this. Global migration boom keeps housing costs high. They say surging immigration is boosting rents and supporting home prices, complicating the inflation fight. The concern is that we are seeing so many people try to enter into the United States. And as more people enter into the United States, we already have a housing shortage. So if more people enter, that shortage actually just gets bigger. So instead of a 2 million home shortage, we have maybe a 2.25 million home shortage. And if we have less homes, more demand, it means prices go up, not down. That's the concern. And in some cities all across the United States, we are seeing mayors and governors and just officials ask landlords to give them a little bit of a discount, give immigrants a little bit of a discount so that they don't need to take in 4 or 5 family members in order to rent one apartment. They can just rent it on their own. Well, it doesn't really work like that. But that's part of the concern. The other one, again, I said a new report just came out this morning, and this is where some say it's not over yet because of what was just revealed this morning, where the wholesale inflation rose. Okay, this is the PPI. This is the Producer Price Index. Wholesale inflation rose by 0.6% in February, more than expected. I want to show you what they were expecting first. Okay, let's look at it right here. It says the Producer Price Index, which measures pipeline costs for raw, intermediate, and finished goods, jumped 0.6% on the month. This is month over month, not yearly. Says the Labor Department's Bureau of Labor Statistics reported on Thursday. This was higher than the 0.3% forecast. That was what was expected. They were expecting 0.3%, yet they got double. We got double. Look at this one as well. I want to read you this last one. It says excluding food and energy, core PPI accelerated by 0.3% compared to the estimate for 0.2% increase. So a little bit more, all right? Another measure that also excludes trade services increased 0.4% compared to the 0.6% in January. So it was better than January. However, it was still higher than what they were hoping for. It says on a year-over-year basis, the headline index increased 1.6%, the biggest move since September of 2023. PPI is a very important metric. Okay, that's a very important number that we need to keep in mind. Okay, this is the Producer Price Index. Okay, wholesale. This is what they're selling it for. Okay, so if this is increasing, then the final number from the retail stores is going to go up. That's the concern. Now, here's the other thing you need to keep in mind. As inflation rises, gas prices and housing costs tick up, it leaves Americans concerned. And one of the reasons why more and more Americans are concerned is simple. They don't have credit cards to save them anymore. Credit card debt has just exploded. Millions of people cannot afford to make their minimum credit card payment, let alone pay the entire balance off. And so what's happening now, and especially if we are concerned with the Federal Reserve either raising rates more, because as of right now, there's a very low expectation that the Federal Reserve is going to lower rates. Some are saying they're going to lower rates by 125 basis points in the summer. I don't know if that happens. I just don't see that happening. And if that doesn't happen, people don't have the ability to pay off some of their debts. Guess what? There's going to be more repossessions. There's going to be more bankruptcies. There's going to be more foreclosures. And we're going to see more people living on the streets because that is the only thing they can afford. So as of right now, the economy is somewhat spiraling. And if it spirals out of control, well, it's only going to get worse from here. So like I said, it's not over yet. Millions and millions of people are very concerned, but millions of Americans are going to pay for our government's mistakes. So we're going to see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you is I will be here every step of the way. I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.